Hello, my name is Teresa Leopold, and I'm the Director of Student Support in the Student Opportunities and Advising Hub at Colorado College. So what I'm going to help you with today is to show you how you can search for courses in Banner. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get into Banner. Now, once you get into Banner, your screen is going to look a little bit different than mine because mine is an administrative view and yours is a student view. But you want to click on the Student Services tab. The next thing you want to do is you want to go down to Class Schedule, and you want to click on that tab, and then you're ready to start searching for classes. It's really important for you to look at the class schedule and come up with some classes that you're interested in, maybe 3 or 4 per block, before you meet with your staff advisor or your faculty advisor. So this is something that you'll need to do before you register for classes and before you meet with your advisor. So we're going to search for the fall of 2020. So I'm going to click on the fall of 2020, and then I'm going to hit submit. So now we have some other ways that we can search for courses rather than looking at all the courses that are available to take fall semester. So I'm going to be interested in taking an art studio class. So I'm going to look at the subject, go down to Art Studio, I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to go down to the bottom of the page and hit Class Search. What pops up now are all the art studio classes that are offered in the fall of 2020. So how do I read this? So the first thing I want to do is I look at the CRN. The CRN is a number that you will need when you add a particular course in Banner when you want to add courses. The course identification, AS103, AS stands for Art Studio, and 103 is the class number. Continue on, and we'll see the title where we see that the Art Studio Foundations class is a drawing class. So, oh, I'm interested in that. So let me find out a little bit more. So I'm going to go back to the course identification number, and you can see it's highlighted, and click on it, and there will be a brief description of what will happen in the course. So after I look at that and say, I am interested in that course, I'm going to hit the back button, and then I'm going to find out some more information about the course. So prerequisites are things that you need to do either during or before the class, before you can take the class. So this prerequisite, they want you to know that the class meets both morning and afternoon. So that's important to know so that you know whether it's going to fit in your schedule. The other thing that it says is that there's a material fee. So that means there'll be an additional cost in order for you to take this class. If we scroll down and see some other types of prerequisites, so the printmaking class, for example, we can see that the printmaking class has a prerequisite of AS 102, 103, or 115. And so what that means is that you have to take and successfully pass one of those classes before you're going to be allowed to take printmaking. If we go down a little bit further, we can see that this course also has a consent of department, a COD. So what that means before you can take this class is that you have to reach out to the department chair and ask permission to take this class. And the department chair is going to kind of talk with you about what knowledge and skills you have, because they want you to be prepared for the class if you take that class. Down below here we can see COI. Same thing with the department chair, except for this is consent of instructor. And so at that point, if you're interested in taking this class, you reach out to the professor of the class and talk with them again about your skills and knowledge for the class, because they want you to be prepared for it. So we go back here, we can see that this course is taught in block 3. We can see the dates that the course is taught. We can see the fact that it's 9 a.m. We can see that it is 1 unit. Most courses at CC are 1 unit. There are a couple exceptions. There are adjuncts, there are half blocks, and there's extended format courses, and those are less than 1 unit courses, and you take one of those courses along with the block course. We can see who the instructor is for this class. We can also see that there are 16 students that are allowed in this class. That's what the limit stands for. We go a little bit to the right. In this particular course, the faculty member has reserved 10 spaces for incoming students. That's incoming first-year students or incoming transfer students. And so those spaces are reserved, so only that category of students can take that seat. We can see the class size is 6. That means that there are already 6 students who have registered for the class. We can also see that 0 available. So the availability is for all students, and since these 10 spaces are reserved for incoming students, that's why there's a 0 here, to not get upper class students excited about the fact that there might be a space that they can sign up for. The next number is a wait list. So in this particular course, there are 17 upper class students who have desires to be in the class, but right now are waitlisted for the class because there's not any spaces for them. We go over to the right a little further and we can see the requirements and attributes. This drawing course does not have any requirements or attributes, so it does not fulfill any requirement, general ed requirement. It might fulfill a major requirement, but it doesn't fulfill any general ed requirements. So if we go down, for example, down here, and we can see the, we can see the Art Studio Design Thinking class, that actually fulfills a general ed requirement of critical learning, and that's the creative process. So if we were to take the design thinking class and pass it with a C- or better, that would fulfill the creative process, critical learning, general education requirement. So now we're going to go back and we're going to look at other ways to search. So I'm going back to the back arrow. And so we've already talked about searching by subject or by department or program. We can also search by course number. So if you know what the course number is, like that was AS 103, you could put 103 and we could search for it. You could also search for a course by the title if you know the title of it. The other thing you can do is you can search for courses by blocks. And so let's say that you only needed a course for block 2, then you can search for that. If you want to search for more than one course, you can, if you're using a Mac, you can use the shift key and highlight the 2 blocks that you're interested in, or 3 blocks, or how many blocks you're interested in. And I believe if you're on a PC, you use the control and the click to be able to highlight more than one. Or of course, you can always just search for all of them. You can search a course by instructor. So if you know who's teaching the course, or if you had a particularly powerful experience with a faculty member, you can search for courses that that professor is teaching in this semester. The degree requirements, this is the general ed requirements I was talking about. And so let's, again, if we wanted to search for like a creative processing course, you click on this and then go down to the bottom and hit search, and then it will pull up all of the courses that fulfill the creative processing requirement. We can also, based on type, is this a community-based learning? Is this a first-year experience? Is this a senior experience? We can also look to see, is it include a field trip or not? Is it on campus or off campus? And let's see, let me get my little cursor going here. We can look for adjunct courses, as we talked, in addition to a block course or extended format. And so those are the search functions. So if you get to the point where you get stuck and like it gives you an error like that, then you can close it and you can push the back button, and then it will clear it so you can do it again. So again, if worst comes to worst, hit the back button and it'll solve the problem for you. So I guess I want you to know again that you should be looking at 3 or 4 courses per block that you find that you're interested in, and before you go and talk with your staff advisor, your faculty advisor, it will make it a much more rich experience if you go in prepared for your advising meeting. So anyway, thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to meeting you. Okay, take care. Bye.